Yes, I'm sorry for the late notice. I was pretty busy with work and with um dinner for my wife. I made some wonderful slaw tonight. It was good. It was pretty tasty. Well, I know that this, like I said, this is pretty late notice, and thank you guys for joining me over on Rumble and on Twitter, and just make sure that hit like, subscribe, check it all out. I've got I've got more of these in my backlog and they're on YouTube and on Rumble. I just recently started showing up on what is that other platform? I forget the name of it. But so I've got, yeah, I'll probably start streaming to Kick also, but because StreamYard only allows me to stream to a couple of places at a time, three places at a time, so it will be a little bit slow before I make that upgrade to pay for more on StreamYard. But again, it is really good that all of you have come over here. I know that the expert probably will not be doing a stream tonight because, well, he was up at, well, probably pretty early and then started streaming at 9:30 and ran that stream all the way until the wee hours. So wee hours of the afternoon. And I'm sure his brain just wants to shut down for a little bit. It does take a lot out of you whenever you're streaming. So just, be respectful of the guy and let him get a little rest. And this business isn't gonna last forever. So you'll be able to check out some more of his stuff. And of course you've got those wonderful creators like Cool Frog and Winning and Madcore and Divinity. I mean, I could just run through a list of all the people. You can look at the people that I subscribe to and see that there's quite a few people, and it's hard to catch every single one of their shows. But all of them are good creators, good people, and just enjoy what they put out. If you don't like what I'm doing tonight, well, there's always another night. I'm here when I can be, and I found a little bit of the stuff that I enjoy reading, talking about, and I hope that you guys enjoy it too. So without too much further ado, I'll bring this up so you can read along with if you like and correct me with my reading because it's usually pretty messed up. I'll make mistakes. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So here we go. So this is Federalist number 12. Now, as some of you know, well, maybe some of you don't know, this is a ongoing a group of essays that were written with by a couple of different writers. This one in particular was Alexander Hamilton. He would sign it as Publius, which would be just his pen name, and he was putting these in, putting them out in multiple papers throughout New York. Print at that time was the only means that we had of getting the word out. This was to get the Constitution ratified, basically solidifying it where all the states signed on to it, and became a union, a group. It was, much desired at this point in time. 1787. This is quite a bit after the original signing of the Constitution. It still hadn't been ratified. But, well, here we go. To the people of the state of New York, the effects of union upon the commercial prosperity of the states has been sufficiently delineated. Its tendency to promote the interests of revenue will be the subject of our present inquiry. The prosperity of commerce is now perceived and acknowledged by all enlightened statesmen to be the most useful as well as the most productive source of national wealth, and has accordingly become a primary object of their political cares. By multiplying the means of gratification, by promoting the introduction and circulation of the precious metals, those darling objects of human avarice and enterprise, it serves to vivify and invigorate the channels of industry and to make them flow with greater activity and copiousness. Ah, boy, he always has to use these really big words. The assiduous merchant, the laborious husbandman, the active mechanic, and the industrious manufacturer, all orders of men look forward with eager expectation and growing alacrity. I hope that's right. Whatever. To this pleasing reward of their toils. The often agitated question between agriculture and commerce has, from indubitable experience, received a decision which has silenced the rivalship that has once subsisted between them, and has proved to the satisfaction of their friends that their interests are intimately blended and interwoven. It has been found in various countries that, in proportion as commerce has flourished, land value has risen. And how could it have happened otherwise? Could that which procures a freer vent for products of the earth? For the first time in my years, my phone and TV are in sync. Well, that's good. Hey there, cute. Good to see you. Good to see you, Jude. Good to see you, Jude. Hey, Jude. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. And how could it have happened otherwise? Could that which procures a freer vent for the products of earth, which furnishes new incitements to the cultivation of land, which is powerful instrument in the increasing the quantity of money in a state, could that, in fine, which is faithful handmaid of labor and industry in every shape, fail to augment that article, which is the prolific parent of far the greatest part of objects upon which they are exerted? It is astonishing that so simple a truth should ever have been an adversary, and it is one among a multitude of proofs how apt a spirit of well-informed jealousy or of too great abstraction and refinement is to lead men astray from the plainest truths of reason and conviction. Hey, good to see you, Rabbit. Good to see you. Don't worry, you're not late at all. You're right on time. You are right on time. Yes, and if you're wondering, I am drinking water tonight because I'm trying to get my voice back to normal. It is not a big beer. I promise, just straight up water. My voice has been shot for a little bit. The ability of a country to pay taxes must always be proportioned in a great degree to the quantity of money in circulation and to the clarity which it circulates. Looks like celery, but commerce contributing to both these objects must be of necessity render the payment of taxes easier and facilitate the requisite supplies to the treasury. The hereditary dominions of the Emperor of Germany contained a great extent of fertile, cultivated, and populous territory, a large portion of which is situated in mild and luxuriant climates. In some parts of this territory are to be found the best gold and silver mines in Europe, and yet, from the want of the fostering influence of commerce, that monarch can boast but slender revenues. He has several times been compelled to owe obligations to the precautionary succors of other nations for the preservation of his essential interests, and is unable, upon the strength of his own resources, to sustain a long or continued war. Hey, Suzanne, good to see you. Good to see you. It's always a pleasure. And thank you. Need to protect that voice of velvety Shozy. How will some of us fall asleep without it? I'm telling you. But it is not this aspect of the subject alone that the union will be seen to conduce to more purpose of revenue. There are other points of view in which its influence will appear more immediate and decisive. It is evident from state of the country, from the habits of the people, from the experience we have had on the point itself, that it is impractical to raise any very considerable sums by direct taxation. That's pretty interesting right there. Impractical to raise any very considerable sums by direct taxation. Tax laws in vain have been manipulated. New methods to enforce the collection have in vain been tried. The public expectation has been uniformly disappointed, and the treasuries of the states have remained empty. The popular system of administration inherent in the nature of popular government, coinciding with the real scarcity of money, incident to a languid and mutilated state of trade, has hitherto defeated every experiment for extensive collections. It has at length taught the different legislatures the folly of attempting them. Well, they figured it out pretty damn well. Well, hey, Jay Libby, how's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. No person acquaintance with what happens in other countries will be surprised at this circumstance. In so opulent a nation as that of Britain, where direct taxes from superior wealth must be much more tolerable, and from the vigor of the government much more practicable than America, far the greatest part of the national revenue is derived from taxes of the indirect kind, from imposts, and from excises. Duties on imported articles form a large branch of this latter description. Hmm. In America, it is evident that we must a long time depend for the means of revenue chiefly on such duties. In most parts of it, excises must be confined within a narrow compass. The genius of the people will ill brook the inquisitive and peremptory spirit of excise laws. The pockets of the farmers, on the other hand, will reluctantly yield but scanty supplies, in the unwelcome shape of impositions on their houses and lands. And personal property is too precarious and invisible a fund to be laid hold of any other way than by the imperceptible agencies of taxes on consumption. If these remarks have any foundation, that state of things which is best will best enable us to improve and extend so valuable a resource must be best adapted to our political welfare, and it cannot admit of serious doubt that this state of things must rest on the basis of a general union. As far as this would be conducive to the interests of commerce, so far it must tend to the extension of the revenue to be drawn from that source. As far as it would contribute to rendering regulations for the collection of the duties more simple and efficacious, so far it must serve to answer the purposes of making the same rate of duties more productive, and of putting it into the power of the government to increase the rate without prejudice to trade. Caitlin, how you doing? Good to see you. Most definitely. Most definitely. The relative situation of these states, the number of rivers which with they are intersected, and of bays that wash their shores, the facility of communication in every direction, the affinity of language and manners, the familiar habits of intercourse. We like the intercourse. Sorry, got distracted there. All these are circumstances that would conspire to render an illicit trade between them a matter of little difficulty and would ensure frequent evasions of the commercial regulations of each other. The separate states or confederacies would be necessitated by mutual jealousy to avoid the temptations to that kind of trade by the lowness of their duties. The temper of our governments for a long time to come would not permit those rigorous precautions by which the European nation guards the avenues into their respective countries, as well by land as by water, in which even there are found insufficient obstacles to the adventurous stratagems of avarice. In France, there is an army of patrols, as they're called, constantly employed to secure their fiscal regulations against the inroads of the dealers in contraband trade. Mr. Necker computes the number of these patrols at upward of 20,000. This shows the immense difficulty in preventing that species of traffic, where there is an inland communication and places in a strong light the disadvantages with which the collection of duties in this country would be encumbered. If by disunion the states should be placed in a situation with respect to each other, resembling that of France with respect to her neighbors, the arbitrary and vexatious powers with which the patrols are necessarily armed would be intolerable in a free country. Well, thank you. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. You do your finals, you take that and you run with it. You definitely run with that. I mean, those are more important than any sort of live stream. I guarantee you. That right there will pay the bills. This does not pay the bills by any means, shape, or form. If, on the contrary, there be but one government pervading all of the states, there will be, as to the principal part of our commerce, but one side to guard, the Atlantic coast. Vessels arriving directly from foreign countries laden with valuable cargoes would rarely choose to hazard themselves to the complicated and critical perils which would attend attempts to unlade prior to their coming into port. They would have to dread both the dangers of the coast and of detection as well after as before their arrival at the places of their final destination. So what he's talking about here is if the United States are actually united, they adopt this constitution, they adopt these rules, there's only one place to protect. Nobody's going to be trying to swim in through the southern states or the northern states to bring products into the southern states because there are less tariffs on them. They would just be looking to get their goods unloaded and get some fuel, some food, and grab whatever supplies are necessary for making another trade back to their home country. It's not. Never. Trust me. I can tell you about it later. An ordinary degree of vigilance would be competent to the prevention of any material infractions upon the rights of the revenue. A few armed vessels judiciously stationed at the entrances of our ports might, at a small expense, be made useful sentinels of the laws, and the government having the same interest to provide against violations everywhere, the cooperation of its measures in which each state would have a powerful tendency to render them effectual. Here also we should preserve by union an advantage which nature holds out to us, and which would be relinquished by separation. The United States lie at a great distance from Europe and at a considerable distance from all other places with which they would have extensive connections of foreign trade. The passage from them to us in a few hours or in a single night, as between the coasts of France and Britain, and of other neighboring nations, would be impracticable. This is a prodigy security against a direct contraband with foreign countries, but a circuitous contraband to one state through the medium of another would be both easy and safe. The differences between a direct importation from abroad and an indirect importation through the channel of a neighboring state in small parcels according to time and opportunity, with the additional facilities of inland communication, must be palpable. Thank you. Palpable to every man of discernment. Wow. Alexander Hamilton likes to use a lot of really complicated words that don't work well in a sentence. Oh, thanks, To Be Flair. I appreciate it. You're awesome also. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing really well. It is therefore evident that one national government would be able, at much less expense, to extend the duties on imports beyond comparison further than would be practicable to the United States separately, or to any partial confederacies hitherto. See, words like hitherto. I believe it may safely be asserted that these duties have not, upon an average, exceeded in any state 3%. In France, they are estimated to be about 15%, and in Britain, they exceed this proportion. There seems to be nothing to hinder their being increased in this country to at least their present amount. The single article of ardent spirits under federal regulations might be made to furnish a considerable revenue upon a ratio to the importation into this state. The whole quantity imported into the United States may be estimated at 4 millions of gallons, which at a shilling per gallon would produce 200,000 pounds. That article would well bear this rate of duty, and it should tend to diminish the consumption of it. Such an effect would be equally favorable to the agriculture, to the economy, to the morals, and to the health of society. There is perhaps nothing so much as a subject of national extravagance as these spirits. That would be pretty cool. Squaw Bob, good to see you. Good to see you. What will be the consequence if we are not able to avail ourselves of the resource in question in its full extent? A nation cannot long exist without revenues. Destitute of this essential support, it must resign its independence and sink into the degraded condition of a province. This is an extremity to which no government will of choice accede. Revenue, therefore, must be had at all events in this country. If the principal part be not drawn from commerce, it must fall with oppressive weight upon land. It has already been intimated that excises, in their true signification, are too little in unison with the feelings of the people to admit of great use being made that mode of taxation, nor indeed the states where almost the sole employment is agriculture. There are objects of proper for excise sufficiently numerous to permit very ample collections in that way. Personal estate has been before remarked. From the difficulty in tracing it, cannot be subjected to large contributions by any means than by taxes on consumption. In populous cities, it may be enough the subject of conjecture to occasion the oppression of individuals without much aggregate benefit to the state, but beyond these circles, it must, in great measure, escape the eye and the hand of the tax gatherer. And the necessities of the state, nevertheless, must be satisfied in some mode or another. The defect of other resources must throw the principal weight of public burdens on the possessors of land. And as, on the other hand, the wants of the government can never obtain an adequate supply unless all the sources of revenue are open to its demands, the finances of the community, under such embarrassments, cannot be put into a situation consistent with its respectability or its security. Thus, we shall not even have the consolations of a full treasury to atone for the oppression of that valuable class of citizens who are employed in the cultivation of the soil. But public and private distress will keep pace with each other in gloomy concert, and unite in deploring the infatuation of those councils which led to disunion. If memory be right, they amount to 20%. That's what they were talking about. Yeah. And it continues. But that's for another night. Let's have a little fun. So, what do you think of this so far? I hope you guys are liking it. I mean, I've been enjoying reading through all of these. Alexander Hamilton can be a little bit of a pain in the ass to read. He can be very wordy. And me, I am so damn monotone that I put people to sleep. But that's how it goes. That's how it goes. Everybody is, I'm sure, been watching the, well, present company included. I'm sure that everybody's been watching the latest Chubb Business, probably on various channels, and paying attention to all that's been going on, and hopefully enjoying it. Yes, I think that it's very important for the Federalist Papers, which, like I said, are just a bunch of essays, to actually be reviewed, and to see how far we've come, how far we've strayed, how far we've stayed on that path, from what the original founders were hoping to bring this country to, knowing that it'll grow, and the foresight they had in putting a union together. I think it's a very important part of American history that a lot of people tend to miss out on. We need to go over the United States Constitution sometime. Absolutely. Absolutely. It would, I mean, it could be useful if I was reading the parts of the Constitution along with this, but because these essays are not, they're not, they're not creating the Constitution. These are some of them 10 years or more after the Constitution. Usually not so much tonight. You got a natural storytelling voice usually, not so much tonight. Oh, well, I appreciate it. No, it's my voice is a little off tonight. I've sort of shot it. It's not anything except for the weather. That's all that it is, just not working like it should. So that's what happens. And it's not from talking. It's not from talking. It's from smoke. I smoked ribs. Smoked a butt this weekend, last weekend. Yeah, smoked a butt last weekend. Plus, I think there was all the smoke from Canada had hit Georgia and messed with the air quality. So that was probably just a combination of those sort of. And then I worked outside the whole weekend. Yeah, pretty much. So that was what shot my voice all to hell. But you guys want to see some pictures of Italy? show a couple of Italy pics. I don't want to show some of these because, well, that would just get me in trouble. I think last time I showed these, I was showing parts of Venice. Yeah, pretty sure it was. Let me see. See if I've got the correct ones here. Some of these I won't show. Nope, I can't show those. Ooh, those get me in all kinds of trouble right there. Let's see. Oh yeah. Showing a little bit of the boats, the water. Wow, how did those end up in there? Okay, I can't show those either. I can show you some of my favorites. Let's inhale it, save it for the meat. Well, I didn't inhale it. It just was permeate there. So my voice, I have that smoky voice now. Here, I'll show you a few of these. These are pretty damn cool. Make sure I don't have anything in there that I shouldn't show. Yep, that'll work. So, window. There we go. Share that. So this right here is the inside of the basilica. I showed some of the outside. They're actually doing construction on parts of it. So, yeah, inside of the basilica. It's pretty damn awesome. Pretty damn good looking place. I like the inlays that they did on all of this. I mean, this is just brick covered granite. So cool. And of course, random, just architectural stuff. And this tells some sort of story, but I can't read. Can't read that. So, but I will tell you what this is. This is where you would accuse somebody. Hey, White Rabbit. I hope your wonderful husband is doing okay. He started at 9:30 this morning and went into as long as he could. And I did get his Discord message. I'm sorry. I really do apologize. But this particular item would require two people to lodge a complaint, and you'll see these all over the place. This is basically like reporting somebody for a crime. It's an interesting thing, and there would be somebody on the other side that would take these, and there would, like I said, there would have to be somebody filing it and somebody witnessing it, and then they would report the crime. You know, it could be any number of things. Maybe they cheated on a school test or something, so the punishment could be different for each one of them. Pretty damn interesting. And just, you know, random stuff as I'm walking by, taking pictures. And so you've got Atlas and I don't remember who this is. It's fighting Hydra, but this is one of the entrances into their like halls of justice. Yeah. And these are the inlays inside here, and I'll get some more pictures from the inside looking down, and I'll point something out whenever I get to those. But yeah, this is what you would see walking in, just all of these pieces. And what they had done earlier on, and there's a big difference in these. What they had done early on is they had painted the ceiling with these in other buildings, and they decided that that was not what they were going to do. So they would actually build these and create these, on some of them on canvas, but they would be created, and then they would bring them, and then they would attach them to the inside of the ceiling, all the frames and everything along with them. It's pretty interesting. So this floor, as you can see, has this dimensional look where you're almost looking through. So you've got this three-dimensional look on this. He as well is sitting next to me listening. Excellent. Good for him. He should be just chilling. Hopefully he's charging his earbuds. So they do these inlays, and you won't notice them until you stand back and view them. The curator that was guiding us through this made this really interesting comment that these must have been created with cameras in mind, because they show up really well on cameras. Just the detail of them is amazing. And yeah, you'll see these kinds of, I think there's a name for it, these kind of designs all through the basilica. It's pretty damn neat. And there's much better paintings. A lot of these were taken down whenever Napoleon came in into Venice. And if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the. It may be this painting, not the original one. I think that's the correct one. Yes. So this painting is not the original. This is a remake. The original one is in the Louvre in France. It's and you'll notice it because it's a different color blue than a lot of the other blues that you'll see. See, like these blues were very much Venetian, and you can see where the canvas is cracked on these. Some of these have some great detail, like absolute great detail. And so, well, interesting thing. This is their saint, Saint Mark. So he was the lion. So you'll see the lion referenced quite often throughout this building. This is not a person. This is not a person at all. This is the Doge, which was like the mayor of Italy. And this is also the basilica houses the Doge, or the house of the Doge, or his meeting rooms. So this woman represents Venice, and he felt that he was, as all were less than Venice. Like they were elected to serve Venice, the city itself. The all of the doges had one thing in common: they were very old and they were very, very rich. All of the upgrades to these buildings were paid for by the doges. And the reason they did this is because they didn't want somebody that would come in, and because this office was a lifetime office. Once you were elected doge, it was a lifetime office. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Caitlin, I just got in. Need to go read your message. Nice. Very nice. But this you'll see is the actual colors of Venice. They're a different color blue. Very, very pretty artwork inside here. So this again is a different doge, but there's no building like this right here. This particular structure in the middle doesn't exist anywhere in Venice. All of the rest of these structures exist. This one does not exist. It has existed, but it's not what you think. It's a paper mache that would be destroyed at the end of the ceremony of the Doge whenever they were elected. It's pretty interesting. Some of these are pretty creepy. Some of them have really fine detail to them. I mean, the amount of detail that they put into these paintings just is astounding. Down to getting the shine where it's almost reflective. Just so great. I always loved calling me that. Swab Bob. Oh yeah, that was and you can see the lion. So there he is right there. And you can see that just the amount of detail that they're doing for each one of these. And from what I can remember is this lady back here commissioned a portion of this painting. She was a prostitute, or later in life became a madame, and she was very, very powerful in this at this period during this doge's reign. Just to get an idea of the immensity of this room. Not small paintings by any stretch. And some of these are actual duplicate pictures. And this, yes, this is the where the Doge would hold court. Okay. So this particular part of it was where the Doge would hold meetings, see dignitaries, and this was his basically his office. It's pretty impressive. But as you can see, that's the Venetian colors, that lighter blue. Pretty impressive. think there's a good shot of his throne. And so, interesting fact. The clocks, as you'll notice, have different numbers and they circulate around through here. The way that the clocks were designed was when the clock was here, that was the first hour past sunrise. And then it would go all the way back around and end at midnight or at 5 o'clock the next morning, and then it would start all over again. So this was calculated from the first hour from sunrise. That's how they told time. What were the acoustics like? The acoustics were actually not bad at all. Pretty toned down. And there's quite a few people in the building. I'm doing tomorrow. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. What were the acoustics like? Oh, is that a breakfast nook? No, Squaw Bob. No, it's not a breakfast nook. Yeah, some of these are duplicates. Okay, so this is where the Doge would sit, in the center under Venice. That, again, is Venice up there, because that's who he served. And again, you've got the Doge. So this was his place. It was no different than anybody else that was here. Each person would sit equal to the Doge. He was no higher up than anybody else. So that was where he sat. Wait until I get to the weapons room. That one's pretty impressive. So yes, that again is Venice. And just amazing. And there's a story about these right here, but I can't remember what exactly it is. I don't remember the story. Sorry, I can't remember everything. I take in a lot. This is another chamber, like a main chamber where people would meet. This clock right here is stuck on because these show the months. As you can tell, it's the calendar, and it was stuck on Pisces. Although we would have been some right here, I think, at the time we were there. I think that's Leo, yeah. So it was stuck there because they stopped operating this particular clock. Real gold, bronze and gold paint. Yeah, it's really it's trimming Mama's dog and had Toad playing, but Laura didn't see the bell. Oh, don't worry, don't you dare worry about it. Don't you dare worry about it. So this, of course, is another Doge. This, of course, is the lion, which is a mark. And this, of course, is Venice. Like I said, each one of these, and this is just a look of what you see from the outside of the building itself. It's pretty neat. Pretty damn neat. Oh, this is where I was mistaken. It's this painting right here that is in the Louvre that Napoleon took. Yes, that would be correct. And there's this room, you can see it better with the camera, but there's actually a secret panel here where they would take the prisoner. This is where they would actually try the prisoners that were accused of doing bad. Plaza Saint Chiara at Plaza Saint Chiara at St. Catherine's Chapel. No, I don't think we did. We might have. We might have. We visited a lot of places. But what they would do is this is where they would try them, and people thought that and they had a name for it, but it basically meant that once you entered this room, you never exited. So people didn't want to go here. Early law tube. Yeah, there you go. Um, yeah, this is the painting that was taken and put in the Louvre. But yeah, that panel right there is the one that they would be taken out of, just transported out. And of course, I think this is some sort of judge's booth or something like that. More pictures from the outside. Hooray! And of course, pretty interesting doors with locks. And this is and you saw that picture that I showed earlier of the little lion's head. So this is what it looks like on the other side, just different spot. They had these all over the place. They had them all over Italy, or all over Venice for sure. I don't know about all over Italy, but people would drop their little accusation in there, and then somebody would pick it up and open it. Say it would be something like John, didn't pay me for work that I provided, and he could accuse somebody, and somebody else would have to also accuse and be a witness for it. Yes, John did not pay, you know, somebody for services rendered. And that's what it looked like on the other side. There was actually a lion's head on this. Then it was removed by Napoleon. Napoleon would go through and destroy all lions' heads except for one. And I never figured out what these door numbers were for. Those are a little more modern. So now we go to the weapons room. Just to get an idea of how tall some of these folks were. Now, I'll show a picture in a little bit, but it's pretty impressive. Amount of crossbows, nice little cranking crossbows. Imagine getting hit with a few of those things. So they've got these wooden horses that they kept it on. And you're seeing this picture over here and thinking that's just a child. That's actually the leader of the group, the one of the captains. Yes, they were not very tall. Not very tall. He was average height. Yeah, pretty tiny. Pretty tiny dude. we have really shrunk over the years. No, no, that's pretty small guy. And this is, well prior to me. But yeah, lots of swords, lots of I don't know, it's a pretty area that's separated by a couple of spaces. And all of these, some of these were gifts, some of them were created, all of them have been used at some point. And see, there's another one of his that he was the leader, not a very statuesque guy. Pretty cool stuff. They've got it all laid out there, just like so. Just looks like Game of Thrones almost. I thought these were pretty neat. And well, actually, there's a diagram here that tells you when they were made, 1480 to 1500, 1480 to 1490. So 10, that particular one that was be up there. I'll show you the picture before 10, that one there when it was made. So each one of those 11, 12, 13, 10, 10. So those when they were made, and you follow it down, Spade de Fonte. So yeah. Big sticks, lots of sharp increments. Bet I couldn't lift it. Oh, I bet you could. They're not as heavy as you think. I mean, they're still heavy, but you know, especially like this crossbow, you could lift that. You hold that thing up, give that thing a crank, drop a little arrow down in there, and let her go. It's a puny little cannon. Another puny little cannon. I guess it's quick and easy to load, though. Looks like it's got a revolver on it, so you could just keep firing rounds, I guess. I don't know. Multi-barreled rifle. Just load it up and away you go. Just crank and fire those rounds. We would not want to be on the receiving end of that at all. That would not be fun. So there's give you an idea how big of an area it is. These are the two-handed swords or claymores. Such you would use these while you were on horseback. And the same way with these, you would use these while you were on horseback. Pretty damn big swords. That does not look like it was meant to be a pleasurable device. I think this is for jousting. Could be wrong, but I think that's what that is for. And so, waiting room, another Doge. Pretty amazing. So this also very interesting. The early Kevlar vest, yes, definitely an early Kevlar vest. So this is the oldest mural in Venice. It was uncovered as they were doing some renovation. The oldest. And of course, you can see what it looked like up underneath before they put some plaster and paint up on it. But pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Imagine uncovering that. So, you asked if I was on a gondola? Yes, I was on a gondola. So, that's a different day. That is a different day altogether. So, that being said, I hope that everybody's been having a good night. Good night. And it's 9:30 at night. Normally I would send you guys off to somewhere else, but you're welcome to hang out here as long as you like. Yeah, I can't show those pictures. Got kiddos in them. So that's one thing I have to keep away from is showing the kiddos. That can get my channel badly yeeted. Not by YouTube, but by my sister-in-law. She would hunt me down and beat me to death. Well, at least she would try, but she would do it. Absolutely, as you should enjoy. And I've also got the Federalist Papers that I read. Sorry, a little scratchy. A little scratchy. But I've got my hope is that tomorrow we have a wonderful stream for show business. Show business, yeah. I guess we'll be watching the expert. Depends on what time he gets back from the doctor or goes to the doctor. What's the expert's plans tomorrow? If he's at the doctor, how is he going to stream it? I guess we'll just have to see. Oh, it's not the kids that I'm worried about stealing my soul through the internet. I mean, they steal your soul, they break your heart, all that kind of stuff. My sister-in-law sent a video to my wife of her two littles. Apparently, they pulled every stitch of clothing out of their dresser. Now these two are 3 and 4. Pulled every bit of the clothing out, and then proceeded to change into each one of the outfits. And she had just gotten home from work, had brewed up some coffee, and she's got, I guess, a kid cam or whatever, so she can make sure that if someone comes in there and nabs the kid, she's very protective. Took a video was watching their video, and she's got like the little screenshots of them through various stages of emptying every single drawer out onto the floor. And then she has a video of her coming in and asking them what they were doing. And they said they were looking for clothes that they wanted to wear for the day. And so she asked, so did you have to take every single bit out? They said, well, we didn't know which ones we were going to have until we took them out and checked. I mean, it makes 3 and 4 year old sense. So they managed to, one of them, I think, was dressed. The other one was just butt naked, standing there. And she was like, well, you've got to put all the clothes away before your dad gets home. And they were just like, so the littlest one is butt naked and starts putting away clothes. And tells her to put on some clothes first before she decides to do that. She looks at her and she goes, "But I don't know which ones I want to wear." She goes, "Well, you have a whole floor full of clothes. Pick something, put it on." Yeah, yes, it is. You had a cat. He found Your cat found a way to climb up the old dresser from the bottom and crawl over the drawers. He would push the drawer out and empty. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. I had a cat that would do some pretty crazy stuff. It was a Maine Coon mix. So she was actually small for a Maine Coon, but her kittens were not small at all. I mean, her I think it was her first litter of kittens. Somebody gave me this cat. It was like, I need to give her to somebody that will take care of her. I think the prior owner had declawed the cat, and so it had no self-defense, and then they let the cat outside and never had it fixed. They got its claws removed but never had the cat fixed. And she gave me this cat to basically look after for her. I was like, okay, I'll take care of this cat. And so I'm taking care of this cat. Next thing you know, the cat's like getting fatter and fatter. And then I'm like, I think this cat is pregnant. Yeah, that was a mess. I think she killed one of her kittens that was born. It was pretty gruesome. I don't know because I wasn't there whenever she gave birth. That's why I'm saying I think she did. My roommate said she did, but I don't know. I never saw a carcass. So her all of her kittens um, were given away to various people, and I was able to give the cat back to the person that gave it to me, and said, "Yeah, I don't want to take care of a cat." But the three kittens that she had that survived, we named them Huey for Huey Lewis in the News, Dewey for DUI, and Huey and Louie. So it was Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Yeah. It was supposed to be funny, but uh, DUI was named after one of our friends. She was on her second DUI. Yeah, that was quite entertaining. So she had to serve a little bit of time and all that kind of stuff. Wish she had another Maine Coon, but too expensive. Well, see, the Dewey Dewey lived a very long and fruitful and happy life. My bandmate ended up with Dewey. Changed the cat's name, but what he would do every spring is he would take Dewey to get shaved, because Maine Coons, they would get big, bushy, um, and so he loved it. He loved getting his hair cut, and he would just revel in it. And let's see, I mean, his body was like that long. You add the tail on it, and big cat. I mean, he'd jump on you. You knew it. Yeah, he was a monster. But he would get his hair cut, and probably the most chill cat I've ever seen. Just completely like dog like, you know. Really loved to hang. But with all of the stuff going on, I guess we'll just wait to hear what the expert's going to be doing tomorrow. If he's going to be streaming late, or what. Maybe he'll have some guests on, or maybe he'll send us all somewhere else for the stream tomorrow. I wonder if they're gonna let all of the information in, like about Jeffrey Dahmer. That's what they were talking about after expert ended his stream abruptly today. It was pretty interesting. They were talking about letting those particular things in. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And yes, expert, I did get your message. I was working and listening at the same time. I'll try to be a little less pain in the butt in your chat. I'll try. I promise. I can be difficult. I know. Totally difficult. What was 18 so small? Yeah. 18. That's it. Wow. I mean, my wife's Yorkshire is 15 pounds. My dog is 20 pounds. Dewey was, I don't know, 25, 30 pounds. He was slim. He was always real slim, but heavy muscle. Like he had some serious muscle. I like the freakiest thing I ever saw was a hairless cat. So weird. So weird. It's like soft and creepy, wrinkly. You don't let them outside either. Those hairless cats, you don't let them outside. They will sunburn like pretty bad. Get pretty overheated. 26 years old. My wife's cat that she had a cat whenever we got married, and the long story I won't go into, but it was had 2 litters of kittens at some various point in time, and they had the cat fixed, and then my wife during the breakup ended up with this cat from an ex. I think the ex wanted it, but she didn't, and then whenever they broke up, he didn't want the cat, and she was like, well, I'm not just gonna leave it on the street kind of thing. So she ended up with this cat. And then whenever we met, she had the cat. It wasn't until we moved into our new house that we had to put her down. She was pretty up there in age. Like, and what was it? Her upper palate was rotted out. I think she had gotten hit by a car or something. Because she was an outdoor cat. She was inside and outside, and she disappeared for like 3 months. We thought that she had just had petered out because she was getting pretty sick, and then one day she shows back up meowing and hungry. Um, Fed her and took care of her, got her back up to a natural weight, and then uh, she was having some issues where she was sneezing all the time. So um, we took her in because she just was something didn't look right. She had some swelling or something. We took her in, and the uh, vet was saying that like part of her soft palate was damaged, and that it was she was just in pain, like severe pain. So we actually tried nursing her back up, and it was going to be like too much to get her even back, and she was already really old, and they said she probably would not survive the surgery anyway. So we had to she's buried in one of her favorite spots. So she was quite the cat, quite the cat. But yeah, she was a killer. I saw her take birds, out of the air. Like she would just go tearing across the yard, and as they're flying off, she would jump up and just take them down. Rats, it didn't matter. Squirrels. She had fun with squirrels. Oh, rescued her. Was in a drain line. She was about 5 weeks old. Ooh, man, so rough. Yes, yes. Cats do live quite some time. Uh, her name was Sister Ray because they named the cat Ray for Ray Charles, and turns out that Ray was a girl because she was going to have kittens. Isn't that weird how that happens? So they changed the name to Sister Ray, and she had a little tuxedo, just a little white splotch on her chest that sort of ran up, and then a little bit on her chin. So she was pretty cool. She was a pretty cool cat. She adored me, which she didn't like anybody at all until that cat saw me. I walked into my wife's place. It was long before we were married. I came to fix her plumbing. True story. Came to fix her plumbing. Walked in, sitting up on top of the fridge, and I look up. Cat looks at me, and I just reached over and grabbed the cat and put her on my shoulder. And she straddled my shoulder and just sit there and purred while I went and fixed the leaky drain, or not drain, but the leaky faucet, because it was just had this constant drip. It just needed a new gasket in there. So, and of course, this person that I didn't know at all, that I'm fixing her drain, comes out and sees the cat and was like, "What in the hell did you do to my cat?" And I was just like, "Oh, hey, Captain, how you doing, brother? Good to see you." So yeah, she sitting there rubbing her little head, and I just picked her up, set her back up on the fridge, and she was my buddy after that. She would come around and walk across my keyboard if I was sitting at my computer, or she would do just about anything to get my attention. She would crawl up on top of the roof. And yeah, cats are pretty cool. Rand is pretty. My God, ours name is Red. I love those names. Hey, Captain. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I had it, and it was so weird because he killed the stream right in the middle of it too. It was just, I think we got a super chat, and then all of a sudden, boom! Like what happened? I guess it's one way to shut down a stream. I don't think that was intentional. I think he hit the wrong key. Either that or he had to go use the restroom really bad. It was quite funny. Of course, everyone likes clumsy. We demand a redo. Yes, that was quite humorous. Quite humorous. Yeah, so I don't know. I will, like I said, we'll see what's going on with the expert tomorrow, if he's going to be streaming. Got the doctor's appointment, so could be an interesting one. Maybe he goes to his doctor's appointment and White Rabbit streams it. That could be interesting. I think White Rabbit actually works. Oh, she's the responsible adult. I kid. Oh, so it's going to be tomorrow. Well, fair, at the end of the day, it was outside of the view of the jury. Well, yes, Squad Bob. That is very true. It was outside of the view of the jury, but it was a very important part of what they wanted to, some stuff that they didn't want to bring in, because it just made her look like this was all premeditated. And the defense attorney did not want that to happen. There will be some redactions in there. Um, and I think it had to do with the Satanic Bible, Satanic verses, those kinds of searches that she was doing. That they're just like, yeah, that's already been brought up. We don't need to harp on that. No need having the yeah. Of course, they asked for a mistrial, and they got it denied too. That was. Well, I don't know. That's the thing. Was it premeditated? Did she do a whole bunch of drugs, knowing that she was going to do it, or is it possible that she had, um, that she just got interested in it and maybe took it a little too far, not knowing what would happen, wanting to see what it would feel like, or maybe she was just sending out some funny memes. I mean, she was OnlyFans kind of thing, so I don't know. Well, it's hard to tell what they would want to throw at it. I already have a good case shouldn't have to reach so much. Yeah, but they don't know what all the jury is going to go for. They have to prove some sort of motive behind it. The state has to prove a motive behind it. If they don't, then her defense attorney can say, listen, this wasn't premeditated. She was on drugs. She was high. She was doing a lot of weed. She was, this isn't her fault. She had a horrible thing happen to her or to her family. It was, she snapped any number of things. So the prosecutor has to basically throw everything that they can at it. So I just found out she was doing the gun trigger shoot at the judge or someone. There's a video on Twitter. I don't know. Like that. I mean, it's a possibility. Reference to the Dahmer and Satan Google searches didn't seem related to what she did. Um, maybe, maybe not. Depends on what the searches were. It could have been, how to ritually delete somebody. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what was in there. Government treats citizens like students of private school. Prohibition just makes criminals rich, and you don't know much in the drugs. Yeah. I mean, I'm a little torn on that one. I don't have a right answer for that. I mean, I think, you know, in a perfect world, you wouldn't have to worry about that kind of stuff. But of course, we're not in a perfect world, and even even if the government says, yeah, go ahead and do whatever, um, I don't think they should have that ability. But you know, I think it could also turn into complete chaos. And that's where where I fall on it. I don't know. I have really no good answer for that. I have lots of opinions about it, but no good answer that would make everybody happy. So they used at the dental office. Huh. Oh, let's see what that is right there. I will pull it up. Uh, mm, okay. I'm watching. No, I didn't see any gun signal. It's temporary tooth replacement. Still store for fair I wanted for fillings. Ooh. So I watched that video because I have to watch that stuff before it actually shows. No, people would still die from overdoses. People would completely die from overdoses. Oh, dang it. You can't make us all happy. Oh, well, I can probably make quite a few happy. Well, let's see. We will pull this up. It looks like it was clipped from Legal Vices. So shout out to Legal Vices, and don't delete my channel because of this. Share screen. Let's see. Make sure I have this correct. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Full screen. So let's see. Let's see her little. This is the supposed hand gesture of shooting at the judge.
Okay, nothing further. Thank you very much.
Any redirect?
No, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. You can step down.
All right. Well, that was weird.
And added nothing.
It was bizarre. Crew
Well,
Kid
we found out
52.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to.
So that's not a gun hand gesture. That's just like that kind of thing. That's what she's doing. She's just like, that's all. My dad used to tell me everything in moderation, including moderation. Kind of makes sense though. Yeah. Law and Crime has it up now. Okay. I'll have to check that out. So it works. Yeah, I mean, when you take a dose, you know what you're taking. Most accidental ODs happen because the drug is more pure than the user are used to. And whoops. True. But if you give the government the ability to give you something, just saying, they can take it away just as easily.
Going to take
Go
our
ahead.
afternoon recess.
right.
It's
No, it was
we'll
just
get
a-
out
He had a
before
beta
we'll,
friend
try to
that,
reconvene
more than
at
likely trying to
10
get laid.
3. So all rise.
Yep. All right, we will.
Okay,
Yep, no gun on that one. Yeah, but that guy was a goofball. That guy was a total goofball. Yeah, she was looking at the witness, was like, hey, yeah, because she knew the guy. I mean, that expert was talking about this earlier on his stream, and if I'm not mistaken, they're one of their early witnesses was a witness for the defense. Well, yeah. See, I have a hard time on some of these because you don't know what's going on in front of you. Somebody could be doing something. Somebody may be saying something really stupid. I agree, though. She just looks creepy. The optics for her are absolutely horrible. For the way that she acts, it's so bad. I'm never appreciative of that one. Thanks for showing it. I hadn't watched it yet. Cool. Yeah, I didn't watch Jeff's stream. I was actually more listening to the expert stream because I was working. Yes, every so often I would type something into chat, but trust me, what I was working on, I had the ability to type something in every so often. Good logic was the best. I don't know. Yeah, I like good logic. I like Nick. I like legal vices. But whenever they've got 200 or 300 people over there watching, I'd much rather spend my time hanging back and there's a different attitude, a different flow on the expert stream, just a different vibe to it. I don't know. That's hard to explain. Hard to explain. Yeah, true. Only get one angle. Plus, I'm assuming she does pretty heavy to keep her calm during the trial. I think that she is pretty dosed out of her mind. I mean, well, not out of her mind, just dosed to keep her from, I don't know, snapping whatever anxiety she might be having. Sorry, long day. I think she's got some pretty anxiety issues. Yeah, there you go, Rabbit. More respectful. I mean, chat really isn't. And that you'll notice that expert doesn't put everything up that people chat about. He may think it's funny and laugh at it, but he won't put everything up because he is trying to show some respect. So that is always appreciative. Taking street drugs is playing Polish roulette. Odds of getting a fentanyl OD is extremely high. Also, the amount of off-label use of big pharma is scary. FDA doesn't approve off-label. Well, FDA approved certain things that it shouldn't have. You have to remember that the FDA approved some very specific drugs to women that caused a lot of birth defects. Well, that was Europe, but still, I don't know about the federal government handing out or telling people what they should be having. Just don't appreciate the federal government having that sort of power. I think that they should limit their power. Limit it. Let's see, trying to avoid using the cuffs in front of the jury. Yeah. I mean, she actually was not, from what I could tell, she wasn't handcuffed or leg cuffed any of the days. Hey, Audria. That's fine. The replay is fine and dandy. It's probably not going to be as exciting as you think. It's just the Federalist Papers. You have to really be interested in the Federalist Papers to really get a full enjoyment out of it. Yeah, and this is live. Yes, it is live. No, the Shabazz has got some issues, and there's no doubt about that. But I think that her whenever she doesn't stand for the jury, it's just every bit of, from what I'm seeing, her sitting there, the way that she's acting, it just looks like someone that just doesn't really care at this point. Has pretty much already decided, yeah, I'm spending the rest of my life in jail, or I don't think they have death penalty there, but she's just saying at this point she's just like having to go through the motions of of the trial, and I think that she's just resigned to not really caring anymore, which is sort of sad to see. Or it could be that she's drugged up. I don't know. Yes, phthalimide, but that was wasn't that? If I'm not mistaken, it was never approved by the FDA. I think that was more in Europe, but I could be wrong on that. Could be. Sorry about that. I didn't stand up 1.2. Didn't she stand up at 1.2 today to get water? I mean, she stood up before. She stood up before. Wait, she doesn't stand for the jury. No. She doesn't care. Like I said, that's why it makes me think that she has no desire. No, I honestly I don't think she does. Like when the jury comes back in, I don't think she stands at all. I could be wrong. Maybe she stands every so often, but I just don't think that she has any desire to engage. Could have sworn she did. Yeah, I mean, notice it next time. Next time during the trial portion of it, just whenever she'll be there tomorrow. Well, you can always check. You can always check and see, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't. Yeah, she's got. I don't know. Could be the drugs. I don't know what the deal was with her changing shirts multiple times throughout the day. It makes me like, is she doing it to mess with people, or I don't know. It's just seems like an immature thing. It seems very like her brain is not quite there intentionally. Maybe only paying attention at that particular time when she is. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Rabbit, for showing that. DJ Nitro Blue. Yeah, that is Pastor Rapture right there. Talk about a voice, ladies. You want to hear a good voice. First development or health problems caused by exposure to DES before a birth in the utero. It's weird how she kept changing her shirt, though. Yes. Well, and at first, whenever somebody had mentioned that, I was like, I don't know if that's true, because I really wasn't paying close attention. And then whenever somebody pointed it out, I rewound it back to whenever she first got there. I was like, oh, she was wearing a different shirt. And then a little bit later on, she was wearing a different shirt. And then she was back to wearing the same shirt. And I'm wondering if that's maybe a strategy by the defense attorney. I don't know. Maybe. Or maybe it's something she thinks he's being smart. Who knows? I always forget to switch to live chat whenever I come in. Yeah, it happens. It happens. Taylor seemed totally checked out. Yes, I will agree. She seems checked out. I think she's super medicated. Yeah, clumsy. That is a very big possibility. She could be completely just medicated. Could be completely medicated. Could be anything. She could be just, having a little bit of fun, making it look like she's medicated. Who knows? I had a buddy of mine that could convince people that he was drunk, and he didn't drink at all. Not a beer, not a shot, not anything. This guy did not drink. And I saw him drink Jägermeister. Oh, horrible. Yeah, he did like 3 shots or something like that of Jägermeister, like within an hour, and was in the bathroom vomiting. But he could act like he was completely drunk. You would swear that he was. I mean, his eyes would just not focus correctly, and yeah, he was quite damn funny. I know I said this on expert stream, but she really creeps me out, especially when she smiles. Yeah, she is definitely creepy. Close to the same time in the last 2 days. I don't know if she's taken a nap or just, it may be that she's just done. Maybe that she just, checking out. A lot of people have said that for her demeanor is off-putting. Yeah. Yeah, it's very, very off-putting. I like I said, I mean, she's already admitted to doing the heinous crimes. I wonder if she'll take the stand. If she takes the stand, I guess we'll get to hear what she has to say for herself. Because she's clearly not feeling any remorse. Said that. So I wonder if she does take the stand. Of course, her attorney would not want her to, but maybe she's narcissistic enough that she will, demand that she take the stand to prove how crazy she is. And that's whenever it'll go off the chains. Maybe she's just plotting it out, seeing where people are, checking everything out, seeing how fast deputies are responding. Maybe they're thinking that she's out of it enough that they don't have to handcuff her. And what makes you think that she isn't just planning it all out, knowing that she's going to be on the stand for probably not a very long time, because the defense would want to really tear into her, and that could be the breaking point that gets her to snap. Lawyers can't stop her if she wanted to do it. True. Judge is keeping a good eye on her too. Yeah, I think so. Wow, that's a great movie. Yes. So, what all did I? Let's see. I didn't have anything else planned beyond showing some pictures and reading the Federalist Papers. But I'll talk with the chat. I see you guys all hanging out here. I'll give you some love. Yeah, give you some love, baby. There was yes, but not without permission. There you go. You guys are fun. You guys are real fun. Oh, so let's see. Tomorrow, got the expert. I don't have any plans on doing any streams outside of tonight. This is my Monday, my Tuesday are usually the nights that I will do these particular streams. I've sort of set that as a schedule that way I can come out of my weekend and for sure. More picks for us shut-ins. More picks for you shut-ins. Well, I don't know about being shut-ins, I don't know about showing you more pics. I have to actually go through those because it's getting to the point where the pics that I will be showing has a possibility of having the littles in there. And like I said, I don't want to have it's hard for me to sort through them while I'm just the way these pull up. I can't tell which ones might have the kiddos in them. When's your next stream done for reading? Oh, speaking of, damn, I can do that right now because Audrey wanted to hear this on my stream. So this is for you, Audrey. Is it Audrey? Audra, is it Audra or Audrey? And there's no EA or IA. So I guess it would be Audra. Audra Smith. Okay. This is for you, dear. Because I know you wanted this. I know you wanted this. Winona's got herself a big brown beaver, and she shows it off to all her friends. You know, one day that beaver tried to leave her, so she caged him up with a cyclone fence. Along came Lou with the old baboon and said, "Recognize that smell? Smells like 7 layers. That beaver eats Taco Bell." Now Rex, he was a Texan out of New Orleans, and he traveled with the carnival shows. He ran bumper cars, sucked cheap cigars, and he candied up his nose. He got wind of the big brown beaver, so he thought he'd take himself a peek. But the beaver was quick, and he grabbed him by the kiwis, and he ain't pissed for a week. Now Winona took her big brown beaver, and she stuck him up in the air. Said, "I sure do love this big brown beaver, and I wish I did have a pair." Now the beaver once slept for 7 days, and he gave us an awful fright. So I jiggled his tin, and I tickled his chin, and gave him a pinch, and the bastard tried to bite me. Winona loved her big brown beaver, and she stroked him all the time. She pricked her finger one day, and it occurred to her she might have a porcupine. See, clumsy. Go live almost every night around midnight. So Audrey, tonight it'll be around the same time, literally the night owl. Yes, Clumsy is the night owl. If you haven't checked out Clumsy streaming, definitely got to check it out. So you like those lyrics? That's quite poetic. It's a story about a girl and her pet. She had a big brown beaver. Now where's the feral clip to that? You don't have to die. Happy lady now. Oh. Well, it's even more impressive whenever I actually play it. I can't play as good as Les. No, nope, not at all. That was from Tales from the Punch Bowl. That was a good one. Yeah. I could always give you the lyrics to "My Name is Mud." Primus is hilarious. If you ever get a chance to see Les Claypool perform, go. He is an absolute entertainer. Even if you don't like his music, he is a very entertaining person. He's fun. He's absolutely fun. Encore. Oh, okay. How about "My Name is Mud"? My name is Mud. My name is Mud. Not to be confused with Bill or Jack or Pete or Dennis. My name is Mud. It's always been. 'Cause I'm the most boring sons of bitch you ever seen. I dress in blue, yes, navy blue from head to toe. I'm rather drab except for my patent shoes. I make 'em shine. Well, most of the time. Except today my feet are trodden on by this friend of mine. 6'2" and rude as hell. I got to get him in the ground before he starts to smell. My name is Mud. My name is Mud, but they call me Aloysius Deventer Abercrombie. That's long for Mud, so I've been told that by this son's of a bitch that lies before me, bloated, blue, cold. I got my pride. Drink my wine. I drank it only the finest, except I haven't earned a dime in several months, or were it years. The breath on that fat bastard could bring any man to tears. We had our words, common spat. So I kissed him upside the cranium with that aluminum baseball bat. My name is Mud. My name is Mud. Mud. My name is Mud. How's that? I've seen Les Claypool Lennon shows were both excellent. Absolutely. Yeah. I got to see them back in 90. Yeah, 1990. Got a chance to see him in Los Angeles. Yeah, and I believe they were out of San Francisco. Like the band, they were called Sausage before they were called Primus. I think a record label change or something like that. And yeah, I was blown away by Les Claypool's bass playing. And at that period in time, it was I think you had Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers that everybody was just so like loving so much. And then of course you had this little band out of San Francisco, 3-piece, come cranking out. Les Claypool, front man. He's tall too. You'd be surprised. He is not a short man. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, you guys embarrass me. Telling me my voice is very relaxing. Well, I'm glad it is. See, there you go. Sometimes you wake up between 2 and 3 a.m. You get to see Clumsy. Man. Finally. Hey, it's awesome. It's awesome. Well, and it's also good that you can come in, you can check things out. Make sure everybody hits that like button, just give it a big thumbs up, and you never know. One day I might be famous. And you can say, hey, I know that guy. You got Southern. Wait, you're telling us you're not a natural storyteller. You got a Southern accent for the last one. I have a Southern accent almost all the time. I've just been living in the South over half my life. So I pick up accents pretty quickly. It's really weird. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm working the words through my head that somebody is saying to me, and so I pick them up. This is how I would naturally speak. This is what my voice sounds like. It sounds jacked right now because of all of the smoke from Canada and the air quality and smoking a butt over the weekend. And so I don't know. My voice started like this on Sunday morning. And I really noticed it on Sunday night that my voice had pretty much gone to crap. So it's what happens. And no, I am not a natural storyteller. All of our checks are in the mail. That's awesome. I haven't got to see Clumsy because YouTube seems to want to cut off the stream and boot me out of the app on my TV, but I didn't mean it. I won't try again. There you go. No, it uh, I think there's something funky going on with with those YouTube. I don't know what it is. I've had like I used to get legal mindset notifications, and I'm still subscribed to him. And Sam Elliott, I don't think so. What was it? Wow, my headphones shut off whenever there's no sound going through them. So let's see. I don't remember what I was saying. Must not have been that important. Sam Elliott. No, he has I can't do that. No, he has a much deeper voice than I do. He has a much deeper voice. This is Planet I'm from, Captain Have Fun. This is the planet I am from, Captain Have Fun. Planet Fun Time. I have to remember this story. Oh, Cool Frog. Good to see, brother. Good to see. And actually, I think Cool Frog has a show coming up really shortly. He's changed his times where I may just have to go check out the Cool Frog show tonight. Stick with Cool Frog. Oh yeah. Yeah, that would be anyone can be a natural storyteller, have to have stories to tell. That's what it is right there. I have to have stories to tell. See, I can tell tales, but sometimes they're not 2 minutes. Jeez, man. See, all the more reason why this channel should be monetized. Because if I was monetized, I could just redirect everybody to his channel and just boom, dump them right over in there. That's what I would do too. Oh, we'll get the link. We'll get the link here. I've got one of the best mods in the whole wide world, probably on it right now. Watching this with me. So, two is honest. Let's see. Awesome. Open the Planet Fun Time. See stories like Froggy. Oh no, hey Froggy. That's funny. That's funny. I read that wrong. Read that completely wrong. Actually, I know that Cool Frog can always throw those links up in his up in here. He's able to do that. My name is John, a fisherman. Fun time. Is there a link or did I miss it? No, the link is going to be for the Cool Frog. If you like politics, if you like hearing a different spin of news, there we go. That right there is my lovely lady in message. See, pinned right up there at the top. So whenever I leave here, this is where I'll be going. So Cool Frog is one of the first people that had me. Actually, well, not the first panel that I was on. I was on a short panel with Drex and one with Aussie Overload. Like his first 24-hour stream, like towards the end. That's where I met Valhalla. I think that was Valhalla's first stream also. And then, of course, yeah, it's pinned up there in the chat. Pinned up there in the chat. Do you know any Oysterhead? I've seen a couple of their shows, and I want to say they played at the Tabernacle here in at one point in time. I couldn't make that show because I was working another show. I think at Chastain that day, so I couldn't make that show. But I wanted to be there to see an Oysterhead show. It was, but I did get the recording. It was really good. The yeah, what was it? What was I saying? Oh yeah. So I was on Cool Frog stream and was given a place to sort of practice, I guess is the best description of it, and got to know all the fine people that were over there. That's where I met T3. That's where I met Cool Frog, of course, and Darth Hideous, and all the lunacy, all the crazy people, Madcore Mofo, geez, just all kinds of creators. And then ran into the expert, got a chance to talk with him, and it's been just like glorious to have all of these people that back you. And that was 6 months ago. Yeah, 6 months ago is when a little bit over 6 months ago, 7 8 about 8 months ago I started. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting. I've enjoyed it so far. Everybody's been really cool and welcoming and a great place. Yeah. Back when Atlanta was smaller, maybe more fun. I don't know. It's my wife went to see Joan Jett at the Chastain Park, and Pat Benatar. I think they were doing a show together. That wasn't too long ago. The last time that was at the Tabernacle was Willie Nelson. That was the last time I was at the Tabernacle. I was working the band before that opened up for Willie Nelson, just picking up equipment. Never got a chance to meet Willie. So it was pretty cool. He's everyone say he's pretty cool, pretty chill. Oh, where's your nerd name tag already? Love it. Oh yeah. Yeah. I've been around the music scene, which doesn't mean a whole lot. It really doesn't mean a whole lot. I've known quite a few people, so I've met quite a few people. Met some pretty cool people. One of the few tickets I couldn't get tickets at. Oh man. How much longer do I have to get monetized? Let's see. I need, for me, just to get the basic monetization. I'm already monetized on Rumble. So, I mean, that's pretty straightforward. As far as getting monetized on YouTube, I am over halfway there, over halfway to the amount of people I need for their basic monetization, and a little bit over half the watch hours. And the watch hours come from multiple people watching, rewatching, and it has to be within a year's period of time. So it's not a bad thing, because it gives me a chance to actually pay attention to all of the chat, and get better at this. I mean, if that makes sense. Also keeps you from screwing up really bad. And if you do, you can easily hide it because not as many people are watching it. So it gives you a chance to really get a lot better. It's like practice. Oh, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. The open to win the lottery, meet all of you. Well, I'm very, very much a recluse when it comes down to it. I mean, I talk with people all day long. I mean, that is something that I have to do. Usually calming people's anxieties. So whenever they call up and they have an issue going on with one of our clients, one of our larger clients, they'll call up and have some issues, and I get to explain everything to these wonderful people. Some of them are not so wonderful, but I've been able to, calm them down. Maybe it's my calming voice that does it, but it's that and doing this kind of stuff really, I think has kept me from, making any really bad mistakes. And I'm always concerned going on somebody else's stream that I'm going to say something that I would probably normally say in chat. And so I try to bite my tongue a little bit. Sometimes I don't. It becomes just, brain vomit, just whatever's in my head comes out. Absolutely. That I can make it happen. you and if you're worried about having to show your face, you just put up your rabbit avatar whenever it comes up. Just save the picture somewhere on your desktop, like in a folder, and then there's a thing whenever you're pull up StreamYard, whenever you get the invite, you can go in and check your settings and actually pull up an avatar and get the little rabbit avatar. It's pretty easy. Well, in chat we can always. How many people got a Shizzy's law card? Oh, I don't know. I'm sure there were quite a few. It's an awful weird card. Almost 700 and past my watch hours, but still not eligible yet. Don't know why. Make sure that you go in and have them email you. Make sure that you check the email and you don't have them blocked, and make sure that you've got your email notification on for it. You can also reach out to, hey, YouTube, I've hit your minimum, but double check on it. There may be something that you need to turn on. There's always a possibility. Chat, we always get deleted the bad messages. Exactly. Nope, just my bunny. Bunny is back. Let's see there, rabbit. Yeah, rabbit with the bunny. I still like the cat picture there. Really like that cat picture. That looks a lot like one of my friend's kittens that she had. That was the most obese cat I've ever seen. The thing was just. It would just sit back and roll. I mean, you push on the cat and it would roll over, and then it would get on its feet and just waddle off. I don't know. There was something disturbing about that cat. It was fun. Well, maybe that's why it has to be within a year. I've had my channel. Oh, well, just go in and look. All you have to do is look. And you might find that you just need like a little bit more watch hour or something like that. There's always that possibility. So having it turned on, usually you'll get the first portion of it. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Pretty easy. Now, Maine Coon next. Let's see. I don't think I have a picture of Dewey anywhere. Might have a picture of Dewey whenever he was a kitten. He had those little pretty blue eyes, and he had the dark trying to think what is almost, yeah, I don't know the colors of cats. He wasn't tabby. One of them was like a black and white, like the one side of the head was black and the rest of it was like white here and then black and white, and The other one was like a brown tabby kind of thing. Oh, sorry. See, I just go off and start rambling, and I was getting ready to go over and check out the cool frog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my headphones back on. I'll give you guys the lead out of this particular one. It's a long lead out. Lasts probably about 2 minutes. And I just wanted to say thank everybody. Thank you guys for coming in. Make sure that you've subscribed to Pastor Rapture, Captain Have Fun, Rabbit, Audra, Clumsy, most definitely Clumsy. Get on there. Enjoy. All these creators are fun. The Expert. I mean, just there's so many. I can't name everybody. You got T3, you got Winning, you got Madcore Mofo. I mean, all of them. Just show them some love. And if you don't like something that they're doing, check back on another stream. There's always a possibility that they'll hit something that you find enjoyable. Not everything that I do is going to hit everybody the same way, and share it. Oh, absolutely. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share. But yeah, if they're doing something that you're just like, this just really doesn't appeal to me. I've had people say that they weren't interested in my cult streams, which is fine. I'm cool with that, because some of them can be pretty disturbing. And that's why that's therefore the name of it. Some of them can be like that. So, if you find some stuff that you're enjoying, that's the ones that you make sure that you've got notifications for. And if it's the ones that are just like, I'll subscribe to them because I want to make sure that they get the watch hours, they get the views, whatever it might be. There's sometimes they have an off day, and you might catch them on that off day. I've been caught on many off days. I'm just saying, that's one of the reasons why I stopped drinking while I was doing the streams. And if I'm going to do a drinking stream, it's going to say it in the title. It'll say it up there somewhere. It'll say, yeah, drinks or something of that sort. So just so you know. Anyhow, with that, I will give you my wonderful outro for this particular session of the what do you call it? And I'm on Twitter too. Yeah, I'm streaming it on Twitter. So here's the outro, and everybody, be kind to one another and just enjoy life. Peace, y'all.